Man, there we go. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another week. Hope you guys are doing well. We have been just rocking and rolling over here. By we I mean I, and by the team I mean I. But something that treat yourself like a whole team because you wear many different hats. I want to bring something up with you guys that I've been working on the past couple weeks, or actually the past week. I have taken upon myself where I had an almost fatal error with the computer, where I ran out of disk space, I ran out of memory. I had to go in and do some deep dive on my files and stuff, and to kind of do a little bit of cleanup work. But I did learn a lot while I was doing that. This is one thing that I want to share with you guys. It kind of helped spark, kind of like a little bit of a second, renaissance, a little bit of an update to my own brand, and this is for the people that have lots and lots of designs, but they feel like they've kind of reached their peak as a designer and they feel like they can't go any further, or that they have no more ground to cover. If you do not know, here at ConArt, this company has been producing graphics for a little over 6 years now. We're kind of about 5 years of streaming on Twitch, but we've been making graphics for 6 years now. Well over 1,000 clients, tens of thousands of files, output files, and not to mention the designs that I made for myself and fan art, plus sketches. And you see how this all stacks up. What I had originally, the client files were all really well, organized because the client files. And if I didn't have them organized by name, stuff like that, it would be impossible to find. But what I learned over the past week, and it took me 20 hours or so, 15, 20 hours in total of doing file organization, is I have produced so much content and so many, individual illustrations and designs and half thought out ideas that have this huge backlog and catalog of ideas that at the time as a designer, my maturity level, my maturity level as a designer, my design acumen wasn't strong enough to actually execute on the things I had in my head. Revisiting those ideas over the past week have led me down a rabbit hole of endless design possibilities that I've been revisiting and kind of touching up for my own personal brand. And I tell you this, I tell people this all the time. You've heard me say it here on the stream, and on these YouTube videos, is that you kind of have to make the work that you want to get hired for. And as a designer, I love graphic design. I really love shaping up logos and delivering those things for people's brands. Answering those tough design questions, and making someone's small company, their small stream, look bigger and better than anybody out there. That's a little bit higher up in their respective fields. That's a little bit of the design philosophy that I adopted from Aaron Draplin from Draplin Design Company. But I've been taking those ideas and those designs, and I've been shaping up all of my old designs and revisiting my old first iterations of my logo, which they could have been better, and now I'm making them better. I'm gonna take a quick peek over into my artboard, and what I did was I took all of my initial ideas from over the past 6 years and I dumped them all into one Illustrator file. And this is the point of this video. Now, this won't apply to everyone out there who hasn't been designing for quite some time. But if you have been designing for a while and you find yourself at a dead end with your design, you don't really know where to go to or where you want to take your actual brand to personally, I've taken it upon myself to design things that I want to be hired for, and I'm making them for myself. This is one of the passion projects that I speak about on many times. Make the things that interest you, these are the things that are going to help, get you the jobs that you want, instead of always doing the jobs that you're known for. If anybody's known me for for a little bit of time, people know me for making lots of emotes. It's not really my passion's at. My passion's not really emotes. My passion is design, illustration, heavy illustration, stuff like that. That's where my passion lies at, but emotes pay the bills, I'll do both. But I'm going to open up this board here, and this is going to give you a little bit of an insight of what I mean by a passion project. Make sure in the right screen. Okay, there we go. So what I did was I took a few of my, my key sayings, kind of like the things that I use in my brand all the time, my mottos, things that I'm interested in, and I just started slapping down ideas, just willy-nilly. But these all start with the first iteration of my logo, which is right here. This is also updated. I'm going to pull up my original logo for you guys. Check it out. So, initially, when I first started this business, I took the character for Khan, and I put it in a red square, and that was my logo for the first 2 or 3 years. And I kind of went back and I revisited and I updated it, recently, just to keep the same flavor of the brand. And we're here, right? This is what I use in my business cards, and I will continue to use this logo. But what I'm doing now is I'm taking those little off ideas of me. I've been making I've been testing mascots. I'm making the faces for myself. These little pieces of interesting design for myself over the past few years. And I've been revisiting these ideas, kind of mirroring my love of Eastern design, or graffiti, or illustration, or heavy graphic styles. And I've just been throwing them all into this one artboard for myself, and using what my attitude is as a designer, and just placing those into badges and neat little designs, and making illustrations. Let me bring up a presentation board. Be a little easy to see. Here we go. And this is all, of course, just 3 or 4 days. This is me just taking old ideas and just iterating. I had a buddy in chat like, "Oh man, would you do some styluses, like some drawing styluses, and make it into a Wolverine fist?" I'm like, "I love Wolverine. I would love to do that." So I came with a little snickety snick design. I took some Oni illustrations I did and brought them into vector. Just taking my initial ideas that I've had for a very long time and bringing them into to the point where I am a designer, messing with those ideas and being excited about what I'm doing for myself, to kind of fan the flames as as a graphic designer, as an illustrator. I had an idea where I was like, "Oh man, I really love my old badge design, my year 2 patch design that you can see on here. You can see these on pretty much everything. I'm not sure if it's going to be as clear because I can't see the camera while we're doing this, but this is one of the initial designs I did for my 2nd year patch, and I love that kind of round oval design. I really want to play with that idea some more. So I was like, "Oh, I really love food dogs. I got a food dog tattooed on one of these arms." So I was like, "Let me bring a food dog head in." And I've been playing with these designs, and I've just been having such a blast doing it, because these designs may be new, but the concepts are all really old. If anybody's seen one of the initial designs for this was something I made, a couple years ago, and I'm not really super happy with it. It's an okay design, it looks okay, but I wasn't mature enough design-wise, as an illustrator, to actually pull this off to a point where I would be happy with it. And at the time I was happy with it, but as you grow and as you become more competent with your you are going to find yourself at the point of seeing those old ideas and knowing immediately how I can make those better, how I can improve on those things. And just the amount of excitement I've had with myself personally revisiting these old ideas and taking an old idea like this and just bringing it into my, my newer set of design skills, kind of playing with those ideas, playing with my little sayings, playing with, some older designs that I think could have been better, has been so helpful to me to help break myself out of like the funk of working for other people all the time, that you kind of lose your fire for design. Now, I've made all of these since Friday, and this has not been an all-day endeavor, because some of these designs, some of these vectors are old, and like Draplin says, vectors are free. You can move them anywhere. They're going to be seamless. Some of these are brand new, like I made this one a couple days ago. But I've been just taking those ideas as a design company, as somebody that's running a design business, and making a brand for myself as a designer, and kind of just blowing out that idea into a line of designs and badges and kits for myself. So when I actually, move these things into actual print, or I move these things into like the actual website, people can get a wider variety of the flavors that I can indulge myself in, and that I can execute on. Because when you work in a certain space for so long, you work in the esports design space, you work in the streaming space, eventually you're going to come to a point where all of your designs may look very similar to your previous designs, because you are fulfilling the needs of a particular client group. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's not bad at all. But if you are growing stale with that, it is important, it is paramount to get out of that zone and kind of just reignite the flame and fire that actually brought you into design in the first place, or illustration. If you are an illustrator and you're really into doing anime, but you're getting hired to do D&D commissions, you gotta do some anime for yourself. If you're really into D&D but you keep doing anime commissions, you gotta do some D&D stuff. So this is just a little bit of a breakdown to help show you guys what an old idea, what a bunch of old ideas, quote unquote old ideas, because ideas have no really I guess ideas have a shelf life, but the concepts can pretty much live forever. So I guess the important part of this video is organize your goddamn files. Organize your files. And initially I was like, I should just throw all this stuff away and start from scratch. But then it hit me. All of these ideas have a history that's rooted in the designs that I really love. And when you are a designer, and when you're in a design, there are such things as timeless design and fonts. And when you look back at the old typefaces you were using, the old, ligatures you were using, things like that, you can see a clear, distinct path of where you come from as a designer. And sometimes we lose ourselves along the way. We kind of lose that fire. We lose that, that sense of adventure when it comes to design. Because when you're doing client work all the time, you're doing client work all the time. It sounds straightforward, but it really needs to be reiterated. Making things for yourself in the style that you like is going to help you grow and reignite that fire, that passion you have as a designer, why you actually got into it. Because if you got into design just to make money, eventually you're going to hit a wall, like most things. I got into emotes to help pay a couple of bills for groceries, but then it got out of control. I made over 5,000 or 5,400 or something like that. That's not a bad thing, but making emotes all the time isn't helping me grow as a designer. helped me grow as an emote artist, and that's fine. You know, that helps with my skill set. But that's not the passion that I find within myself. You know, you have to feed that passion as often as possible. And if you're saying, "Well, I'm so tired from doing other people's designs, and I'm so tired doing client work that I'm too tired for myself," the strange thing about that is when you start to make designs for yourself, is you find that you can do it all the time because you're the client is you. And you know, sometimes you might not be happy with the things you make, but you know what you want, and making those things happen for yourself, you know, it's like throwing coal in the furnace. You know, you can't stop. You have more and more ideas. You start sketching down more ideas. You'll be off work, you know, watching TV. You'll break out your iPhone, or you break out your Android, whatever. You type out a quick note. I need to do this, and I want to throw this saying into a T-shirt. I want to throw this saying into a sticker, and that has been the greatest piece of like advice that I got out of almost crashing my computer. Is number one, you know, organize your shit. Number two, all of your old ideas can still be useful, and they can definitely help shape who you become. You can find the source of what you like to do and what you love to do, and you can reignite that, and you can make, and for everybody it won't be design. For some people it'll be a kind of music they created. For some people it'll be a kind of character they drew. For some people it'll be a story they're writing. If you're really into, you know, if you're a writer and you're just doing copy work all the time, you've kind of abandoned one or two writing projects. Pulling up those old files and dredging up those old memories of what you did and what you tried to accomplish but couldn't because of your skill level just shifts the entire paradigm of your creativity. And I thought that was super important to share with you guys today. So I hope this video was helpful. Helped me a lot. You see how excited I am talking about my own designs. I'm gonna swap back here. I will get another stream deck. Trust me, I'll get it replaced. But I want to share that with you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all of those things that YouTubers do say. But you can check out my stuff on kindartist.org. You know, we got merch up. We got some new coming. I'm still working on this new project with my buddy Ace. We're reigniting our old brand. We're putting that back in order. You know, the HFT site is still up and available. You know, even though NFTs are dying, but you know, that's still up. The game dev is still moving along at a pretty good pace. You know, I'm doing one thing a day. You can find that over at twitter.com/TooManyHatsStudio. That's in the works. I'm still working on the landing page for that website. I know I'm doing a lot. And the animated emo course and the advanced emo course will be dropping before the summer hits. So expect to hear more news about that within the next month. I will be putting together a mailing list very soon on the website, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be giving something away with that. So, you know, you get on the mailing list, you'll get something free. And last but not least, the hardcover of the Comic-Con anthology, the comics, the daily comics I put on Twitter, 365 days of comics, year one, is in development. The Kickstarter will be going on real soon. I'll be taking the money from the Kickstarter to get the books printed and to take some time off to actually go back and edit all of the mistakes I left in there, the continuity errors, and making it a bit more clean for professional, you know, for your enjoyment and mine. But thanks so much for the support on that. You guys have been crazy. You know, I had no idea that anybody could be a comic strip writer. But thanks so much for the hundreds of pieces of love on that over on Twitter. I believe after the 1 year anniversary is up of the comic, we'll probably moving that to a different a different Twitter account as well, to clear my own Twitter account. Uh, and I think that's it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Buy my coffee. Buy all the things. Okay. Yeah, you can go to kingscoastcoffee.com and pick up my Conquer Roast Conquer at checkout. Get you 10% off of the stuff that is literally permeating my body, and it's probably, you know, holding this old body together is the lubrication of this coffee. If you like dark roast, anyway, I do. But with that, I will catch you guys next week. We have a stream starting here in 15 minutes, so be over on twitch.tv /YoungCon. And I will be formatting the YouTube section with actual links and stuff for format where I actually, copy paste it all the time, and I can stop doing it haphazardly at the last second. So quality of life changes are coming to that. I apologize. As you can see from my description, I do a lot of stuff, so I won't hold you any longer. You guys have a great week. Enjoy May. We are almost halfway through the year, and you guys keep fighting a good fight. See you next week.